sometimes, because we're going to be experimenting with what we feel, the sensations that we feel in the bottom of the pelvis, sometimes it's helpful to, you can either put your hands, you can slide one hand underneath your butt cheek to kind of get feedback from your hand if you find at any time it's difficult to connect with this part of your body. You can slide your hand this way, you can slide your hand from the front or from the back. Everyone's got their own body shape, so work with it and find ways that are comfortable for you to experiment. You can also choose to just sit on a surface and rock your pelvis forward and back until you find that sweet spot where you have contact with kind of like the base of the penis area. Right, if I drew a line between the sit bones, you'd kind of be like right there. So you'd have good surface contact with your sit bones. And again, whatever is accessible for you right now in this moment. All right. So once you found that comfortable spot, I invite you to just gently close your eyes. So closing your eyes helps us to tune into the other sensory experiences of our body other than the visual field. And then just for a moment, tapping into your natural breathing pace. So tapping into your own breath sensations, wherever that may be in your body. Finding the balance between effort and ease. And just noticing the sensations that come into your awareness of your breath. Again, we're not trying to change anything or alter our breath in any way. We're really just present with whatever is arising as we purposefully and intentionally bring our attention to our breath in our body. And then when you feel ready, begin to deepen your inhales and lengthen your exhales at whatever pace and depth is comfortable for you. But now we're intentionally altering our breath to make it more pronounced and to observe the change in sensation with an intentional manipulation of our breath. And as you breathe in this way, notice to feel if you can fill up your whole torso. So you're breathing into your rib cage 3-dimensionally, thinking of your whole torso from top to bottom as a balloon, expanding on the breath in and gently coming back on the breath out. So visualizing your whole torso filling with air. And again, you go at your own depth and your own pace, because that's going to look very different for each one of us. And just staying with that breath for just a couple of breath cycles here. And then on your next inhale, visualize that breath extending all the way down to your pelvic floor, the depths of the pelvic bowl. So visualizing the breath extending all the way down to your tailbone and the area of the between the sit bones, your perineum, the area, the base of the penis and scrotum. And again, just noticing as you guide that breath and imagine the breath extending all the way down to the bottom of the bowl and noticing what you're feeling in your pelvic area. And just noticing the sensations and the quality of sensations. They may or may not be pleasant, but we're not here to judge that. We're really here just to be present with the pure sensory experience. So feel free to name that as sharp, shooting, dull, soft, tight, tense, throbbing, smooth, rigid, or whatever comes to your mind. Maybe it's a color or texture or temperature or an image. A lot of us think in images. But whatever comes up for you, you're just observing that from an outer perspective. And you're tapping into the willingness to explore the sensations in this part of your body in a different way. And you might notice as you breathe, maybe, how different each breath in and each breath out feels. It's not often that we take the time to really be still with our own sensory experiences. But if we're open to curiosity and we do this with compassionate love for ourselves, then there might be some helpful insights that arise from just a brief awareness practice. So another couple of breath cycles. And then on your next exhale, I invite you to squeeze the area around your anus or the base of your penis as if you were pulling your penis inward. Again, gently, whatever that is for you, just not 100%. But as you exhale, gently squeeze or engage intentionally your pelvic muscles. And as you inhale, drop it and let it go. So now I'm adding an active engagement of your pelvic muscles for motor control and coordination. Again, a way to train and add in load and tension, hopefully in a non-painful way. And again, initially there might be some heightened awareness or sensitivity in this area. If you're willing to explore with that and see what happens if you continued or adjusted by lessening how much tension you're adding, because you have control over that, just play to see what happens. And if that's still uncomfortable, then just maintain your breathing, going to whatever part of this exercise felt the most comfortable for you. Again, I make suggestions for you to experiment with your own body, but they are by no means rules. Always listen to your own body. So breathing in, letting go, lengthening and expanding, filling the balloon. And then as you exhale, gently engage and squeeze. On your next inhale, let it go. So going back and forth Again, experiencing the change in sensations as you intentionally and purposefully engage your pelvic muscles in an active way. And that in itself will help to provide sensory information to the tissues, to your nerves, and to your brain, hopefully under the radar. So we're not eliciting an uncomfortable or painful experience. We certainly don't want to feed that process. We'd actually like to start to create new trails and new habits. By trails, I mean neurological pathways and trails, more for pleasure and less for pain. So, on your own and with your own pace, practicing a couple of more active engagements with the inhale and exhale, going at your own rhythm and your own pace. And then slowly begin to zoom back out. So, relaxing your concentration on the active engagement of your pelvic muscles, returning back to the pelvic awareness with your breathing. So, just breathing in and out and allowing that transition to naturally happen, and noticing the sensations that you may or may not feel in this area. Again, sometimes this is a first exercise for that some people are doing, and it is not easy to get right away. But even just imagining and visualizing a part of your body in our mind actually activates and alters neurological input. And that could go for pleasurable and non pleasurable things. So we're going to stick with the ones that make us feel good. Again, breathing in, visualizing an expansion, breathing out, allowing everything to passively come back to its own natural resting position. There is no normal, there is no should, could, would. Am I doing this right or wrong? It's just an inner experience for you to absorb yourself in. In fact, there is no objective measurement of normal tension or relaxation for the pelvic muscles. The only objective is your own experience and how you feel in this part of your body. That's the most important thing. And then zooming out even further, just tapping into your natural quiet breathing pace. So if you remember in the very beginning of this exercise, I had you just tune into your breath sensations wherever they were in your body. Feel free to connect with that breath sensation here once more. Not altering it in any way, being present with your breath and the sensations of the natural breathing rhythm. And then zooming out once more to just imagine the shape of your body, so the physical body, the outline of your body, your posture, the shape of your spine. So you're just kind of painting a picture in your own mind of how your body looks and the outline or silhouette of it. It's like stenciling around your body. Maybe you even feel the contact points of the surface that is underneath you or supporting you. You might even feel different textures on your skin from the clothes that you're wearing or the glasses on your face. Thinking about it's interesting when the in the morning when I put on my shirt, I'm aware that I'm wearing a shirt, but I ask, how does it feel the rest of the day? Are you aware of your shirt for the whole rest of the day after you put it on initially? We don't really think about that. And why don't we feel our shirt? Why is it not in our awareness? Still sensory information, right? It's touching your skin, but you're really not aware of it. Hmm. And then another layer out, bringing your attention to the sounds and the noises of the space around you or in your environment, other than my voice. And then when you're ready, gently blink open your eyes and take notice of one to two other things in the room around you other than the screen in front of you. Just being curious about what comes into your awareness. One to two things.